Samuel. I'm going to take you through the connectors that we have on the motherboard. The CPU is connected to the motherboard through a socket with pins that correspond to the motherboard's CPU socket. So this is the CPU socket. So when we see here, we have these small pins on it. They actually always corresponds with these pins on the socket. So this is where you connect exactly the CPU. So this is a connector for the CPU. You put it here inside. Yeah. It always sits here. It has to correspond. Inside the socket. Here. So when you connect, then you close it back like this. So now you have connected your CPU to its socket. So CPU sits. We're going to see power supply. So this is our power supply. So in our power supply we have a connector which is P1 connector. It always has like it's a P1 connector. This one always supplies the power to the motherboard straight from the power supply to the motherboard. Here is where you connect it. It's called a P1 connector. I always connect it here. This our P1 goes. So also on the power supply we have our P2 connector. It always also connects here on the motherboard. Here is where you connect our P2 connector. We fix our P2 connectors there. So also from the power supply we have our connector, which is we have a P8 and we have a P9. So our P9 always goes to the DVD drive. Here is our DVD drive. Then we have our P8, which always connects to the floppy disk. So now we don't have a floppy disk, but this is the connector, which is the P8 connector. This one we have is a IDE connector. So it always connects these peripheral devices which we see here, like the USB, those ports. It always connect them, so you bring them to the motherboard. So here is where we connect this IDE. Connect here the cable. We connect it here to the motherboard. So from there we also have this expansion slots. The expansion slots always we have to connect, like when we want to add a graphical card, audio cards, or any other video cards. This is where we connect them. It's always fixed here. It has always to fix here for it to work. So we also have this one here. We call it this is a RAM slot. It's always where we connect these RAM chips here. Always have to connect it here. It has 2 RAM slots, so we can connect this one here. Always connect it here and make sure it holds tight here. This is where we connect it. So we also have a fan, and in the fan, for the fan to work, we also have a connector that connects the fan and gets the power from the motherboard. So this one always we connect it here. This is where our connector for the fan always goes. So we have here P5 and we have P3. That always we have to connect. We always connect the hard disk or these ones. And we have this is our hard disk. Our hard disk always uses this one is using a SATA type of cable. This is where we connect here our cable. Then here you connect it here. Always goes here. So that's our connector for the hard disk to the motherboard. So we also have our heat sinks. This one always connects here. It always sit on top of the processor, which is the it's always cooled. It always cool the processor when it has a lot of heat. Because it has a fan which is this side of it. It has to be like this. It always sit like this.